Hello guys and welcome back to another video here on my channel. So today guys, I'm going to be teaching you how you can go from the Armory Pass all the way up to a knife on CS2 right now. Now with the recent additions of the Armory Pass, it's never been easy to actually go from the Armory Pass all the way up to a knife, and I'm obviously going to take you step by step through on how you can do it. So without further ado, let's just get right into the video. And just before I actually get into the actual guide of how you do it, I would like to point out that I'm currently giving away 3 of these unsealed terminals in my Discord server at the moment, and all you have to do in order to enter is like this video, subscribe to the channel, and then obviously enter my Discord, which will be linked in the description down below, and then yeah, you can enter through there. So good luck if you want to enter that. Alright, that's all from this. Let's get right into the video. So as you guys can see, we are currently on CS2, and the thing we're going to be looking at today is the Armory Pass, of course, because that's where you're going to make, your profits. If you can't afford an Armory Pass, all I recommend is obviously you get Prime, obviously, and then play your weekly drops and get enough so you can buy one of these. And I think they're around 14 euros at the moment, so it's not that bad. And just to confirm, as you can see, yes, it is 14 euros, so it's not even that expensive, and you're gonna make your money back no matter what here if you follow this guide. So when you actually get onto the Armory Pass page, you can see there's so many different options here, and you're probably thinking to yourself, what am I supposed to do here? Because there's so many fun options. Now, I've obviously bought a few of these. If you guys have followed along the channel, you saw that I've given away some of these M4 Solitudes before, and you don't want to buy this. This is 25 bucks, and yeah, of course, if you hit a factory new one, you will make profit, but the chances of you hitting one is just so slim, so there's not really any reason for you to go for it, because let's say you hit a field test or whatever and you make $3 back, then you already spent 25 of your stars doing absolutely nothing. Literally, you just wasted money, because you got 25 stars for one thing that's worth like $3, where you probably could have made triple that money with those 25 stars. So that's just, don't do that. Please don't do that. Now the other thing you don't want to go for is these here, the collection. So you got the overpass, the train, and then the sports and field. Please don't go for those, because yeah, I get that you can, this thing, if factory new, is like 300 bucks, as you've seen in my trader videos, and this is like 700 or whatever. Yeah, that's really good. And as you can see, it's the same here. The beat monsters is very expensive. This is very expensive too. And of course, the long dog is also very expensive. And I get it, they're cool skins, but the chance of you hitting these high tier items is so low that you're just not gonna do it. Like, let's be real. Yeah, you might see someone on a YouTube short, on a TikTok or whatever, be like, oh look, I've just hit this, or I've hit the Tech 9 wideout, which, I mean, it's doable. And of course, if you want to like have fun and not profit, go for it. But of course, this is a tutorial on how to make profit on it, so we're gonna look away from these, because this is bad and this is really bad too. What we will be looking at though is these and this, and I've made a calculation on what you can do and can't do. So let's just start out easy with the fever case. So you've obviously got the fever case, and you think to yourself, well, so if I buy the fever case, then I also have to buy a key. No, you don't do that. What you want to do is you want to buy this. So obviously it's 2 for each, and it's worth around, I think it's like $0.88 or euros, sorry, on the Steam market. So if you take that and then you sell it, obviously for 0.88, and then you calculate it up. So let's say you can buy 20 of these because you get 40 stars in one Armory Pass. You then take 0.88 and then you times it up by 20. I'll leave the calculation right here. You'll see that you end up with 17.6 euros. This is like not calculating the tax, so there might be a little bit less, but at the same time, we're just gonna go without the tax for now, because it still will still will be profitable. I think so, at least. So if you got 17.6 and the Armory Pass is 14 bucks, that means you made like what, 3.6 euros or whatever. So if you take away the tax, maybe you wait, let's say you made 3 euros. Let's just take, you made 3 euros flat out of selling these cases on the Steam market. Okay, cool. Then you do that again, and you'll keep doing it. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So you need 5 of these 1 passes, and then you'll be able to buy 2. So instead of 3 euros, then the next time when you actually can, manage to buy 2, then you'll make 6 euros. So by having 6 euros, then you only need 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 rounds, and then you can buy 3. So then you'll make 9 euros, and then you can do that all the way up to 5, which means you're gonna make 15 bucks per round you do this, right? And then obviously 15, and then you got take a look at the cheapest knife. So I've went on CS Float, as I'll show you here in a second. So as you can see, I'm on CS Float here, and the cheapest knife, which isn't this because this is a bid, right? But the cheapest one that you could buy now is these Shadow Daggers, worth right around 69 euros. You can easily bargain it down to 69 euros. Like, without any problem. So if you got the 69 euros and let's say you make 15 bucks per 5, then you are not looking at that many, because then you only need, well, quote unquote, you need 14, you know, passes, I guess you could say, before you've got this, right? So it's not even that bad, you know, like, so you got the 5, that's 15, and then you do it again, then you got 30, and then obviously again 45 and 60 and then 75. So it's very, very simple, and this is like the safest way from going, you know, from just one Armory Pass all the way up to knife. And again, it's boring. A Harmson is boring, but at the same time, you make slow and steady income by doing that, and then eventually you can buy a knife. So that's one of the, you know, the safer ways. There's probably the safest way to go from this, you know, an Armory Pass to a knife right now. Now, the only downside to this thing is that, you know, you can't get anything worth more than the case because you're only buying the case. You're not doing any risk or whatever, you know, like the only thing that you're actually doing here is grinding Armory Pass after Armory Pass after Armory Pass all the way up until you have 5, and then you're going to start, you know, rinsing and repeating all the way up to a knife. And let's say, oh, well, you've got enough for the shadow daggers here, but maybe that's not what you want. Maybe you want more. And then you keep doing that, right? And then you keep going and keep going and keep going, because you can buy unlimited Armory Passes, but you can only buy 5 at once. So it's kind of like, how much do you want to grind? Like, I mean, I guess you could end up with like a karambit if you're crazy in the head. I mean, I'm sure some people's done it, but you know, this is like a good way for you to building up your inventory. And to prove that this is actually legitimate, I do plan on making a video series of me going from one Armory Pass and then all the way up to a knife. It's probably not going to be an expensive knife or whatever, but it'll be a knife. And then my plan is that when I do get that knife, I will then eventually give it away to one of you guys when we hit like 10,000 subs or something. So if that's something you guys want to see, make sure to leave a comment down below about it, and also give this video a like. But yeah, that's method number 1. You know, that's like the safe ways to do this. So without further ado, let's just get into this second method. So now that we've covered the fever case, we can give that a little verified check because we already went over that. Now the next thing I want to go over is these stickers, because the stickers are more fun in my opinion. Like, that's where you can make some better profit, but at the same time you can also risk not making profit, as to where the fever caves is just safe and steady income all the time, right? Like, if you're just willing to play a lot. But that's the point of the Armory Pass. You got to be willing to play a lot. So let's take a look at this one for example, right? You got stuff like this. This is worth $6, you know, and it's only purple, and this is worth I think it's $9, $9.50, which again, then you got a higher profit margin. But again, there's not the biggest chance that you do hit the high tier stickers, but it's only 1 star opposed to the fever caves with 2, which means within one of the cases where you make 0.88, then you're gonna like hit something that's worth the same within 2 of these. So if you have 1 of these, then you've already made you know a lot of money on that, and then you wouldn't need to buy, you know, cases and profit on for the next like what 5 or whatever. So if you hit 1 of the good ones, then you'll be chilling. And of course you can go to CSRI, and then you can take a look at what this sticker capsule or whatever you want to call it actually provides for you. So without further ado, let's just go right over to CSRI and then see what it actually provides for you. So as you can see, we are currently on CSRI, and this is no ad or whatever. I just really enjoy looking at it because it's very helpful. But if you click the Armory Pass, you can see that you can scroll down and then you can find this thing, and you can see the ROI. So it's 145.9% ROI with a 20% chance to profit. So if you click it, you'll be able to see that, you know, this is worth like 7.27, no, what? It's $7.25, but of course mine is in euros, so I think it's like 6 point something. But as you can see, this is actually worth like more than the pinks are in this case. And of course you got these, which are also worth a bit more. But overall speaking, you know, like if you get this, then that's okay, because let's say you hit 2 of those, only 2, then you've already made more money than you would on the case, and it's cost you the same stars. You don't really want to hit any of the blue ones. You know, if you get this, then it's really, really tough, because then you're gonna have to go get something that's worth like 0.78, which means you're looking at getting, you know, one of these ones. So maybe this or this or this or whatever, in order to make that money back. So it's more risky, but there's also like a higher profit, you know, but profitability chance. You know, you can get $11 for this, you can get $6 for this, you can get, you know, a lot of different items that's worth a lot more, at least in this one. And I'm pretty sure that's the same for every single one of these sticker capsules. There's a higher profitability margin, but at the same time, there's not the same chance to profit, because obviously the case is the safe answer, and it always will be, because you know what you're getting. But you know, it doesn't matter. Like, there's not anything you're gonna lose out on, unless you obviously buy keys. Then don't do that, because then you're not gonna profit. But we can take a look at all of these sticker ones, because it doesn't really matter. Like, you know, most of them will eventually be able to give you a profit. This is not as good. Of course, if you hit a purple, then it's good, because yeah, you can see all of these are profit, and there's only 1 star, so that's pretty good W. These blue ones are really bad. So if you hit any blue one, that's horrendous. And that's obviously what you're going to hit most of the time. So it's kind of like, do you want to risk making more money, or would you just take the safe money, you know? And we could do it for every single sticker capsule there is, because they only cost 1 star, which means you only need to hit something that's worth more than 0.88 in order to make your money back within 2. So that's always a W, right? But like in this one as well, you know, you got the fire one. I'm pretty sure I unboxed this one at some point. As you can see, it's worth what, like 1.27 USD. It's pretty nice. This is worth 0.63. Overall, this case is alright. Like there's just so many items, so you know, you can hit something down to 0.06. You can also hit this ruby wave or whatever it's called, and that's worth $15, right? And then you've literally made the Armory Pass back within 1. But then again, it's 1 in 156 it seems to do. So it's kind of like, which one do you want to go for and whatever. I'd definitely say the second one that I showed is probably the worst out of all of them, because there's like the lowest profitability margin there. So I'd definitely go for either this one, the Elemental Craft Stickers collection, or looking at getting to 2025 community one, because I mean, I've seen a lot of people, you know, pull something that's better than just, you know, breaking even, which means you'll profit. And again, you can get 40 off them. So if you get on average like $1 for each, you know, then you've made like 40 bucks ish, well, probably like 35 with the tax, and then obviously you calculate it back and whatever, and then as you can see, you make pretty good profit on it. So that's probably like the second most effective way. It's not brilliant because you're not guaranteed to make profit, but again, you only need one good pull in order for you to actually profit on probably the whole Armory Pass, because one item worth $9, and then it doesn't really matter what you get for the rest of the, you know, the case opening or the rest of the Armory Pass. So if you want to play it more risky with, you know, obviously there's a bigger profit margin, but there's also a bigger risk, then this is definitely for you, because it's not high risk, you know, it's not like you're gonna lose out on everything unless you're like super unlucky. And of course, if you got 5 Armory Passes, then you've got 40 times 5. So, you know, that's quite a lot of stuff. So I don't think you're gonna be like horrendously set off. I think you'll be alright. Whether you make profit or not, it's really like RNG based, it's really luck based, because I mean, some people pull 2 reds within 1 Armory Pass and then they've made a humongous amount of profit, but some people only pull the bad items. So it's like, do you want to do it or do you not want to do it, right? So yeah, I think I've covered that pretty well. You know, that's, you know, the sticker method is pretty efficient, but it's also, you know, can be more inconsistent. It really depends on your luck. So if you want to go for this, you can, but if you want to take the safe money, then I'd definitely look at going for the cases, because they're always the best shout. And if they get out of the Armory Pass, they're only going to go up in price over time. So it's a win-win situation, really. But that's it for the second method on how to go from Armory Pass to a knife. Let's get right into the third one. So the third and final method that I recommend if you want to actually make profit on the Armory Pass is the charms. And I'm not a big fan of the charms, but the thing is with these is they can also be pattern based. There's certain patterns, as you guys have probably seen on Anomaly's video. If you haven't, he's made like a whole video on like what patterns can be good and what can't be good. And some of these are really, really expensive. And there's like a whole guide for these charms on Steam somewhere, which you can look up on Google. But there's a lot of these which they're alright. Like I'll go take a look at them on CS2 in a second. But as you can see, you got 4 different options, and they're alright. I haven't looked much into the charms. I just know you can make profit. Of course, you can with everything. But yeah, let's just check it out. So as you can see, we're looking at these, and the best one seems to be the small arms charm. What's it called? Small arms charm. And as you can see, some of these are worth a lot of money. A lot. Most of the time, these will actually give you profit, it seems. Of course, you got this. All you gotta remember though, this is 3 stars. So, you know, you gotta take a look at, hey, can I get 3 sticker capsules worth in one of these stars? You know, well, it's 3 stars, right? So if you get this, then you make a profit. If you make this, you get great profit. This is great. This is great. Like, there's a lot of profit you can get on it. And as you can see, on average, it says it's what, like 1.20 US dollars, which is great. Of course, it's amazing. But at the same time, you can also be really unlucky and get this. And if you get that, then that's $0.40. And of course, $0.40 is not good, because you can make a lot more from the sticker capsules, or even from the case, you'll make more. You'll literally double your money and then still have 1 star remaining, which you can then use on a sticker capsule, and you make even more money. So you gotta, like, again, weigh it. Do you feel lucky or not? This is not the safe option at all. It's definitely where you can make like the biggest amount of profits, because let's say you hit this, then you've made 60 bucks and you've like paid 4 Armory Passes just by getting that one alone. But at the same time, there is also that risk as per usual, because it is technically gambling. Not really, but you're always gonna, like, you know, weigh your luck and see, hey, is this something I want to do or not? I'll probably try to implement this into the series where I'm going from one Armory Pass all the way up to a knife, just to see if I can actually hit something here. Because if you do hit something, then you can go for maybe a Navaja all the way up to a Huntsman knife or whatever. So that's like, if that's something you want to do, then go for it. This is definitely the best one. It's got 165% RI, which is insane. Oh, sorry, 168, even better. And of course, it's the same with all of these. You know, they're always gonna be worth something. There's so many of them. You know, this is worth 78 bucks, this is 60 bucks, and what you gotta remember with these, they're also pattern based. Like there are certain patterns which is gonna be worth more. Obviously, I don't have a whole guide for it. If you guys want like an in-depth guide of how the charms work, you can either leave a comment about it down below, or I can try and link Anomaly's video, because I'm pretty sure he's got something about how they work. I'm not that big of a genius. I'm trying to explain here how to make profit on the Armory Pass, of course. But overall, charms are pretty good as well, and I've opened a few on my own account, and they're like, alright, they're not great, but they're there, and they work, and that's good. But yeah, that is gonna mark the end of this video. I hope this gave you a little bit of an idea on how you can make profit, and of course, as I said, I'll try to make a series on this, literally, like in the near future, just to prove that you can actually profit on it, you can get a knife. And then, as I said, when I do hit the knife with the series, I will give it away to one of you guys. So yeah, make sure to join my Discord server down below, just so you can be sure to actually enter the giveaway when it does happen. And yeah, that's it for this video. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and then I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.